Alright, so we're out at the woods here. I'm going to do some before footage. I usually forget. So I got the string trimmer along so we can do some string trimming. I'm going to obviously put the rotary cutter on the tractor as well. We'll get that cut in the grass here, and then in the woods here. We got weeds kind of popped up all over the place here. I haven't really been maintaining this too well, so we'll run the string trimmer around everything. Like we get these stumps here we got to get out, some of this other stuff, and then on the back side of the shipping container there too, that needs to be trimmed up as well. Alright, so you can see there's some weeds that are kind of popped up. I did run the rotary cutter through here the last time, but I went around everything. Hopefully we can get some stuff cleaned up. It's supposed to stay mostly cloudy today. Obviously some weeds there you gotta take care of. So hopefully it doesn't get too hot. I got high ambitions of getting a lot of stuff done. So the plan is to grass, string trim. I want to move some firewood around, hopefully get some of this stuff that's laying here, figure out a spot for that, either cut it up and stack it or get it off the ground here. And there's something else too. Oh, fiddle with the log winch if I got time, but I'm thinking at that point I'll probably run out of time. So next time we come back on here, we should hopefully have everything trimmed up. All right, we have been doing a ton of cutting here. So we went through and cut everything, both sides here, and then like I said, used the string trimmer, so I got around all the poles, stuff like that. So everything looks much nicer. It's gonna be a while before we are back out here again. So I wanted to make sure we spent a decent amount of time, and now the sun is breaking through the clouds, so now it is getting just unbearably warm. You can see around this pole here, I got it trimmed up nice all the way down like that, so it looks real nice and groomed. So, and I was working in the woods too. I'll show you what I did with that. So here's the entrance. I used the rotary cutter in here, back in there. Cleaned it all up here. Like I said, it's going to be a while. I think we got a summer trip we're going to take, so we'll be gone a weekend for sure. So figured I'm out here now, got nothing else planned for today. There's pine logs and stuff in there. I moved that pile. I was going to cut them up today, but I guess I ran out of ambition a little bit. But got that all cleaned up, got all the weeds around this stuff all zapped with the string trimmer. Clean this area up here. Oh, I gotta put the cover on the brush hog yet. Cleaned that up, pulled the picnic table out of the way so I could actually mow that down, get that nice and flat. Got the weeds all cut up alongside the shipping container. So we got a decent sized clearing going on here. It's just not enough time to get everything done. So oak logs are still there. Haven't done anything with those yet. And then I went down this first trail a little bit. I didn't go very far. I was like, I don't have time to do the trails. I got to get this here cleaned up. So can't really go in this area here. That's all like stumps and dirt and stuff pushed, and there's still stuff that's got to get cleaned up yet. So eventually we'll get back out here and start cutting some wood again. And this pine, I think that's probably just going to get cut up. Oh, and there were a couple oak pieces too over here that were dry, no bark on them, so I cut those up and just threw them in the wood rack, sawed them up real quick. So making some progress here. Let's take a look at the skidding winch here. Alright, so I had to put this back on after I was done with the rotary cutter to put this away anyway. And I thought, let's not try pulling out that stump, because that one I know isn't probably going to go. But this one over here, I'm like, oh, that should go. That's been dead for quite some time. cut that all off. That should, that's got to be there, I don't know, probably like 5 years, maybe longer. And we got a ton of rain, so I'm like, this is all sand, this should pull up like nothing. Well, obviously from the dirt push there, it did not. It actually got to a point where it dug in enough that the tractor didn't move anymore. And then it actually, I think the winch actually stopped going because I just had the tractor at an idle with the PTO. I'm sure if I ran the thing any higher in RPM, the front end would come off the ground. And yeah, so it didn't come out. I kind of thought it would, just because that's been there so long. We could try putting a snatch block on there. Otherwise, I'm just going to have a guy come in with a dozer and he's just going to push them all over. That's going to be the quickest. Or I end up buying a used dozer. I mean, you just keep buying equipment, I guess. That would be the other thing, is just get a used dozer and do your work with it and then sell it after you're done with it. But like these two for sure got to come out. And then just, oh yeah, and that one there too, that's in a bad spot. So that's what we're doing today. Pretty nice weather otherwise. Like I said, not too hot. We got out here, it was only 66 degrees. But now the humidity's starting to cook up here a little bit. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here. That's all the further we're gonna get for today. So we got rotary cutter put away. I forgot I had those extra cement blocks out here, so I don't know why I wasn't using those before. So that works good for that. That stays dry. And I don't know, we just got to keep up on the weed control here just to keep this area clear. So, but looking now with all these weeds clear here, there's definitely a nice flat level surface all the way through here for a garage, which we desperately need. So we got to get going on that. Even if we don't get some of these stumps out here, as long as we get that big one out, we could get a garage snuck in here. And then who knows if we'd end up moving the shipping container. I think we would. It's probably not the best place. And I know there used to be, when we bought it, there was an RV parked here, and this was all gravel. And we put this here because I think that's as far back as we could get it. I'd have to look at the video, but that RV was in here, and I told them when we purchased it, I'm like, that's got to go. You guys can get rid of that. I don't want it. It was being sold with this parcel, and I said, nope, not interested. Oh, but it still runs, and nope, get it out of here. I don't care what it's worth. I want it gone, because it was an older RV. And I'm like, no. So they got rid of it, and they must have hauled in gravel as like an area to park it. So that's why the shipping container kind of got parked here. It just seemed like the best place for now, at least. So I'll have to look forward and see what we're gonna do here. But all right, well, I better get going. I got to give Thomas a ride on the four-wheeler here. So that'll be it for now.